Going. So I was hoping to just unbox everything as I went, and then I realized I left all of my personal information on the box. Not that it's difficult. I'm sure if somebody wanted to find me, there's no point in putting my stuff out on the internet, though. Make it a little bit work for people. Anyway, we have the ZZP turbocharged kit. Comes with essentially everything besides the throttle body and the supercharger and manifold. I have the supercharger, I have the manifold. I bought them both for $120. It seems like they were trying to do the bypass plate thing, or the tube whatnot for the intake manifold. I'm not 100% sure. I could just buy that. It does have a hole, but I'll leave that some other time. We'll focus on this. We got the heat exchanger with some hose right here. You know, on the website it looks like red hose, but this is pretty generic hose. We got our stencil. It was in the box. We got our heat exchanger. I don't want to pull it out again, but I will, because I realize I should. There it is. Nothing super out of the norm, I guess. This is all stuff that you can buy, but again, sometimes it's just as expensive without the hassle of having to look around yourself. So that's it. I don't plan on putting the stencil on the ZZP part of it, just because that's free advertising, and I don't do free advertising. I got this kit for Black Friday, and I got it $115 less, and it was like $65 for shipping. So we did that. Uh-oh. Oh, they leave you their business card. For any questions, concerns, or problems with your order installation, please reach out to us. We're here to help. Sure. From what I understand, people either have a really good experience with ZZP or they have a very bad one. This is a checklist. It does have some stuff here. All right. So here's our list. 2-bar map sensor, bolt-on supercharger kit, base kit, LSJ S3 Cobalt heat exchanger, and throttle body wire adapter 6-pin to 8-pin. Somebody signed off on it. It says, please verify that you have received all correct parts upon delivery. We cannot correct issues after 14 days of delivery. Please keep packing slip and contact customer service at zzperformance.com with any questions or concerns. That's fair, 14 days. Now, the thing I say is, I've read a few reviews that say, hey, you know what, we got it and they didn't send my stuff out, and then they were going to charge me extra. Stickers, again, I don't play stickers. I always get rid of all the stickers from dealerships on any of my cars, because again, they don't pay me to advertise them. We did an exchange, a monetary exchange. I got a product and they got my money, and we're done with that. I don't owe them anything and they don't owe me anything after our transaction, as long as we get what we want. Got a little breather for your PVC, where it goes. I actually have one already, so I wish my hose wouldn't have broken. We'll see what's in bag number 1. Got our pump not reservoir, but filler neck, I guess. We got our harness. We have what seems to be another harness for something here. Got some instructions too. Got some elbows. I'm assuming that's for our pump. Installation instructions. Sweet. Kit contents. So, well, read those. Autolite iridium spark plugs. Probably some of the cheaper plugs. So, is there value in that? I don't know. Now, even on that picture from the instruction manual, the hoses are supposed to be red. Not that it matters, but clamps. These clamps look like pretty generic stuff. Judging by the looks, they don't look super high quality. Got some bolts. We got a tap here. I do not use these taps. I highly recommend against them. Bolts. I'd have to check the grade. The grade seems solid. So that's one thing. Got our pulley hub here. That's all in bag number 2. Okay. Fuel injectors. ZZ high performance fuel injectors. Spark plug boot protector. They're capped on both sides. I'll leave them alone. Not ready to install them just quite yet. I see what they would use this for, the O-ring. Vaseline would do the job as well. Now, I guess I should be kind of going over stuff for an alternative. But again, why if you can just get it all in one place? We got our manifold gaskets for our supercharger. And a manifold gasket for the engine. We have a pulley. Now, it's my understanding that you need an extension for your alternator. And then this pulley somewhere along the way. I'm not 100% sure, but it is an idler pulley. This is your new dry belt. So, my advice is, even if you're going with this kit, take it to AutoZone, have them match it before it stretches. Because once it stretches, it's just better now. You can, I guess, afterward. It's not the end of the world, but you'll get a better fit with something like this. So it's 5. Got some printing belts. You could just get another one from ZZP, I guess. Maybe it's the same one as the LSJ, exactly the same one. Doesn't take any extra twists and turns. We got an air filter here. This is a pretty small air filter. Yeah. Not that it's bad or anything. I'm just saying I was kind of expecting something a little bit bigger. there. Put that back. New oil dipstick. I don't know if I'm gonna have to reassign my old one. If it's, I have no idea. There's no new oil pan, so pulley 3.1. LJ upper radiator hose, I believe. Silicone. Cool. Got another silicone hose here. And another silicone hose here. Or at least it feels like a silicone hose. Could not be. Some more of that other hose. Yeah, this one's pretty generic. You can get something like this at AutoZone. And the size for it would be 3/4. Got an elbow, I'm assuming for the filter, and the what's it called? The supercharger, the throttle body, not the supercharger. Got a GM OEM 4-bar map sensor. I'm assuming this is the adapter to something, maybe this sensor or whatnot. So that's one thing. I know that your mass airflow gets, or no, it's because of your throttle body that also gets reassigned or whatnot. Your mass airflow maybe. So I'm assuming this action's gonna happen here. Yeah, your mass airflow. And I'm assuming this is the pump. So that's the only thing that I haven't seen yet. Got our pump. Cool. So all I'm going to do is make sure that I have all my gaskets. I have, of course, the pump that I do have here. My elbow, of course, the bell. I see the pulleys here, all the adapters that I'm going to need. I'm going to make sure I have that. As far as bolts go, it's not my prerogative as of right now. Because if I'm missing a bolt, I could just go to Ace. Ace is really good at having that kind of stuff. And just pick it up there. So all in all, it's all pretty good here. I'm gonna find out what this adapter's for, because I don't know, or extender. Oh, it's probably stupid. For the pump. This looks like a bracket that it's gonna mount, zip tie it, and this looks like the pump. I'm probably gonna have to get a that's not a remote, I'm sorry. Ignition wire and ground. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Your little kind of reservoir, but more filler neck than anything. I'm assuming this is the extender for the throttle body, I'm sorry, for the mass airflow. So if I were doing this, I think this one would be the more, not just necessarily difficult thing to acquire, but the more kind of work that I would have to put into something. As far as, yeah, the next thing, or one of these, probably this one, I'm sorry, the idler pulley, finding a pulley to idle. Or even if I would need it, I would have to, once I'm putting it in, these are your alternator spacers. But this idler pulley might be the more difficult thing to find or substitute. I'd have to, once I put it in, I'm going to have to assess that situation. Like I said, bolts and clamps aren't the biggest thing. That pump, I could find somewhere. The pigtail I can find. Maybe this, whatever this is, I'd have to look at an actual LSJ engine and say, oh, well, that's actually pretty simple. It sits on every LSJ. I can find it. So if you do have an LSJ and you're like, yeah, that's pretty standard on our cars, that's great. Alrighty, so this is probably the longer video. I think the two more disappointing things here are super generic hose here, air filter, and top one is the spark plugs auto light. So other than that, it's pretty cool. I won't have to be looking around for this kind of stuff. It's already included. One thing I can't say for better or worse is this injectors. They are alcohol, so I believe that runs off what, 85 E85 or whatnot. So all in all, it's pretty exciting. Got the supercharger on. For now, the Cobalt's on hold. I've changed the brakes on it. I just put regular discs. I might change the calipers because they are a little rusty on the front side. I changed the frame from an 07 Cobalt on the back. I prefer those particular rear brakes. And the suspension, I did bring it to stock on the rear, and I did put coilovers on the front. That's kind of a weird mix, but I will get into that later on. This video is already long enough, but this is what you get on the box. If you have any questions, I don't know anybody else that thinks of doing this, but if you do, let me know.